Welcome back everybody to the I-League season number 2, the Southeast Asian qualifier for it, the quarterfinal between G-Guard and Genysis, and this best of 3 series between just fellow countrymen. It is Malaysia versus Malaysia. Unfortunately for the Malaysian fans, one team will have to fall out from here. Which one it's gonna be, we do not know yet. That is exactly why we are actually playing this series, or, well, why I am casting this series, why they are playing this series, I guess, but it's G-Guard having a 1 game disadvantage, so it would do well for them to actually win this game, otherwise they will be completely out of the tournament. Genesis, of course, they won't be qualified quite yet. They had, or, well, whoever advances will have 2 more best of 3s to go through before actually getting into the I-League LAN finals, I do believe. But looking at the bans, Vengeful Spirit and the Chikiro banned out by G-Guard. Well, I guess they were 2 heroes that Genesis... No, Vengeful Spirit was the only one, right? G-Guard themselves ran a Chikiro, I believe, but Genesis starting with a Faceless Void. So looks like in game number 1, that Faceless Void ban in the first phase was definitely justified. But G-Guard, will they go for the Death Prophet once again? Or will they go for another strategy of some kind this time around? I guess you could still try to go for like Death Prophet, maybe even Enigma early on. Or like, I guess Ogre Skyriff Mage is always a decent combination to pick up. Otherwise, Genesis could be picking up either one of those. Bloodlust for Faceless Void, excellent. More attack speed means more bashes, more time locks coming out. Or at least in theory it should mean that. Skyriff Mage, great combination with Faceless Void. Ancient Apparition could also be the pick for Genesis themselves. But G-Guard, I guess you can try to go for like straight off Centaur maybe. Just even a Doombringer might not be like the worst kind of hero. But Shadow Demon is the first pick, so is it a Mirana second one? Or is it just Shadow Demon to kind of defensively help out against the Faceless Void, for example? Just disrupt whoever gets gone upon in the Chronosphere? Unless, of course, Shadow Demon gets caught there in caught in that as well, but what's the combination gonna be? Is it gonna be like a Lina or Leshrac instead? Maybe something like an Alchemist even, just disruption into almost a maxed out unstable concoction? Maybe a completely maxed out one? But I have no idea. I mean, Shadow Demon first pick, haven't seen that for ages. I remember that it used to be the thing for quite some time, then lots of people forgot it. Then Cupid Red Pandas just went for like Shadow Demon all around as well, once again. But Mirana was the second pick for them, so going for the Shadow Demon Mirana combination. It's not clear yet whether they're both supports or not, but Genesis, they're happy enough to pick up themselves the Death Prophet now. Faceless Void definitely synergizes reasonably with the Faceless Void and Death Prophet. I don't know which I said first, but they synergize with each other, that's what I meant at least. So, Chronosphere, doesn't matter if the Death Prophet gets caught in that as well, Exorcism will still do damage, and probably Death Prophet will not get caught in that, so gonna be able to crit swarm into the Chronosphere as well. So, Elder Titan now, the ban from Genesis. Ogre Magi banned out by G-Guard, as is kind of to be expected. But G-Guard, what will their secondary ban be? Is it gonna be the Skyriff Mage? Is it gonna be Ancient Apparition? Witch Doctor maybe? Who do they feel is gonna be the strongest asset to just help out with the Faceless Void? Or how do they, depending on if they expect this Faceless Void to be off lane, or safe lane rather, they might ban out something like a Centaur as well. But Genesis once again just banning out the Broodmother. Although G-Guard, they don't have a pushing lineup, at least not with the first 2. And probably won't be able to go for a proper one anyway, I would think, with Chikiro and Death Prophet already being either picked up or banned. But Broodmother is just, in general, an annoying hero. I have seen how one team chose to deal with a Broodmother, and that was just pick up an axe for herself. But G-Guard going for an Invoker now. If this isn't an Exort Invoker, I am gonna legit be surprised, just because you have the Shadow Demon, it's just disruption into Sunstrike. Theoretically, it should be just extremely easy kills all around. For the side of G-Guard, just roam around with Shadow Demon. Of course, maybe not so easy while the Invoker is still level 1, because he won't have Sunstrike available. So preferably you would want to have Invoker at like level 4. maybe even 5. So we'll see how G-Guard wants to lane this. Maybe they're even going to go for an aggressive tri lane of sorts. Shadow Demon Mirana +1. Definitely a possibility. If they had Shakiro, that could have been a great addition. Just disruption into Ice Path, into Arrow, into Sunstrike. Or maybe if not that, then... I guess the Shrek would still be possible. Just go for the Split Earth and maxing out Edict build. And go aggressive tri-lane and just get some kills and just go for tower harass straight after. But Genysis is picking up an Enigma for themselves. So they won't have the Ravage, but they have 2 big ultimates nonetheless. Of course, this means that their laning might get heavily punished, unless this is a laning Enigma, like an offlane Enigma or something. Which I really wouldn't put past them completely. But man, it's... those ultimates, man. Exorcism, Black Hole, Chronosphere, G-Guard. What will they go for to counter this? Are they going to pick up a Silencer, for example? I wouldn't mind it, to be honest, just because Silencer could screw over the plans of Genysis completely. Even something like an Earthshaker wouldn't be all that bad. Just at least get a long range stun. You can also disrupt into Fissure Block, into just whatever follow-up. So I wouldn't mind something along those lines either, in all fairness, but... Batrider offlane maybe for G-Guard now. Definitely good against any of the heroes that Genysis have at this point. Just get the blink jump, lasso them out of position and get one easy kill. That just means you have one less ultimate to deal with. Especially if it's like lasso into Chaos Meteor or Sunstrike, something like that. So I wouldn't mind it at all. G-Guard though, I'm not too sure. I think Batrider actually, the more I think about it, the more I would kind of like to see it. You could still go for a Centaur as well, just Soul Catcher amplifying the double edge, but no, go for a Clockwork instead. I guess it's a good enough hero to deal with a Faceless Void solo if need be. Let's say if this is a Faceless Void offlane, and G-Guard go for an aggressive tri-lane with Mirana, Shadow Demon +1, leave a Clockwork safe lane against Faceless Void, should do fairly well for himself, can just power cogs Faceless Void completely out of mana, if he gets the positioning correctly that is. And once that happens, you can just Battery Assault and then next time cog him into the cogs and you won't have enough mana to escape. Although it's way easier said than done. I just make it like sound easy because I'm talking about it like randomly, but... Clockwork, of course, additional setup for Chaos Meteors and Sunstrikes. So there's actually some pretty good synergy right there. Easy arrow follow-ups as well to the cogs. So actually, not a bad pick at all in this case. But I hope their last pick for G-Guard will be something that can actually kind of carry their team. Genysis picking up a Witch Doctor, so that's the follow-up coming out to the ultimates, to the Chronosphere, to the Black Hole even. And Voodoo Restoration is always going to be nice, in all fairness. But might see even like the Maledict build. Clockwork comes in, tries to cog somebody, you Maledict him up in return. Centaur though, last ban from G-Guard. Genysis, they might need themselves an offlaner, or if they go for a safe laner, they would do well to have a safe laner that can actually handle an enemy tri-lane just to be on the safe side. Although not too many of those heroes pop to mind. Something that would have an escape mechanism would be preferable. But up against a disruption arrow combination, who could even escape that? You could have like Abaddon backing up the core on your lane, but that would screw up Genysis lanes unless they really want to go for Enigma offlane. Abaddon wouldn't have been that bad against arrows, I guess, but other than that, maybe not the greatest, or with an Enigma being in the jungle, the lanes wouldn't have been all that good for you. Witch Doctor at least on the lane can do something in terms of just counter harass. But they do ban out the Necrophos themselves, Genysis that is. That would also be like one additional thing that can stun Enigma, for example, if you can go for the Reaper Scythe. Usually you don't want to use it purely to stun, but sometimes it might be necessary. And also, of course, the later the game goes, Aghanim Scepter comes out for the Necrophos. You die, you don't have buyback, and it might be GG just because of that one death. It's so much easier to punish a lineup with a Necrophos Or if you have a Necrophos, it's so much easier to punish the enemy, is what I mean. But G-Guard now, they go for a Medusa themselves, so I guess aggressive tri-lane is kind of out of the question now. I guess Medusa safe lane against Faceless Void will be rather fine for them. Then Shadow Demon Mirana just roaming around, applying pressure everywhere. But Genysis picking up a Lycan as their last one. So this might be mid lane Lycan with a safe lane Death Prophet. Off lane Faceless Void, Enigma Jungle and Witch Doctor just supporting safe lane. I think that's what they're gonna go for. But we shall see soon enough, guys. But I have to say, Genysis lineup looks extremely scary, whereas Chi-Guard, this Medusa, man, he has to get so farmed. Yes, they have some pretty nice synergy between the rest of their heroes. But Petrify, to be honest, Stone Gaze is nice against Lycan. I have to hand that to them. Also, it's nice to just slow down the entirety of Genysis when they want to chase up. And it's nice to tank up as Medusa, but Lycan, especially if he goes for Necrobook, gets the mana burn going. If he gets it early enough, Medusa might just be royally screwed anyway. So I have to say, I would give Genysis lineup the advantage, but they do have quite a lot of ultimates, which they kind of rely on to win fights. So if they win like one huge fight using all of their ultimates, G-Guard, they might just go against Genysis just as they respawn and get the counter fight and win that one themselves, just because Genysis don't have those big ultimates to throw at them anymore. But to introduce the lineup, starting with the Radiant side, Genysis, Cyber Esports, Nana, playing the Death Prophet, leaving 3-4-3 on the Enigma, with Vexus on the Lycan, Quad A playing the Witch Doctor, and the last one is gonna be Andy on the Faceless Void. As for G-Guard, Winter playing the Clockwork, with TFG on the Invoker, WTF on the Medusa, Sharky playing the Shadow Demon, and the last one will be Link on the Mirana, and we have a go at some aggression early on. I do like the way this has started, guys. So 5-man smoke into the enemy jungle they go. G-Guard, oh Enigma, do not go up there. Stay in proper vision so that you would have vision of absolutely everything. He's gonna stand here just to make sure that nobody cuts his way through the trees, I guess. Ward comes down, they see Genysis. If they get Shark, oh, this is gonna be so screwed. This is gonna be so first blood. Arrow, will it follow up? It will. It does hit Enigma, and well, that is the casualty. He does purchase up sentries. I'm not too sure if he saw this ward being placed. Pretty sure he did not. But really nicely done. Shark, of course, started with boots as well, just to ensure himself the disruption. So well done. They're going to place down some more wards. Just such a sneaky position, man. Such a sneaky position. You wouldn't think that it blocks anything since it's rather far from everything. But 3-for-3, didn't panic too much. Just purchased up the center, so pretty much didn't lose any gold. So that's a good point for them still. And he's going to try to maybe counter immediately. Oh, it's actually in range. If he can just eat the trees away, but he needs someone's help. Oh no. That is so sad. It's actually in range. So if Shadow Demon, for example, goes from the high ground and checks it out, he can deward it himself. Oh man. That's so bad. And 3-for-3, he's like, screw this, guys. Into the enemy jungle we go. They even had their own observer down there as well. So I guess he's still going to do rather fine. Top lane will be Winter versus Andy. And the Cog harass has started. Just Winter, not wasting any time at all. Only 50 mana necessary for it, so not that big of a deal as the Wolves get farmed up by Ling and Sharky. Lycan definitely not going to have a good time, and I can't say I'm the biggest fan of the laning choice here. Although Lycan wouldn't have had the greatest time against an Exort Invoker mid lane either, to be honest, but up against this tri-lane it's going to be even worse. So I really like that G-Guard, even with a Medusa being there, still went for an aggressive tri-lane. I guess the Mystic Snake can do quite a lot of damage, especially if it's followed up to a Soul Catcher. But Vexus won't get much of anything at all in this lane. And there's even no proper rune vision, for example, for Genysis. So Death Prophet, either his supports are gonna go and have to check for him, or he's just gonna... Well, I guess these days you can just go to either side and you're still gonna be fine, just because both runes spawn, or runes spawn on both sides. So it's not gonna be that bad, I guess. Enigma in the enemy jungle is getting something done as well. Definitely gonna be slowed down a little bit, but he's gonna be able to hit level 3 as he gets this Satyr down as well, I think. So still not doing all that bad. And in the enemy jungle, with G-Guard running an aggressive tri-lane, they're not gonna be able to do anything at all, I think. So this camp will spawn now as well unless blocked by somebody. No, it does spawn. It's the centaurs. Come on, Eidolons, go back. Get any damage? No, too slow. So unfortunately couldn't use the Eidolons to their maximum. But has plenty of clarities left. In the meantime, Ling with a double damage rune is gonna try to maybe scout some things out. And actually, this one blocks the small one rather than the big one. Or the medium one, I guess. So this sentry completely unnecessary. As Nana is getting close to the bottle. TFG so far, a few last hits ahead. And that's just the power of an Exort Invoker as well. Ling still hanging around, won't go for a kill or anything, at least not yet. Looking at the top lane matchup though, 9-0 on Andy, and although he's completely out of mana, Winter, he has 4 last hits and 2 denies. So Andy, yes, he gets mana drained, but he just goes and smacks Clockwork in the face with a poor man shield on himself. And of course 8 base armor as well, not too shabby at all. A few time locks here and there. And of course 1 point into backtrack helping out a tiny bit. So Winter trying to be cheeky, but Andy is taking none of that bullying, at least not without returning it. But Soul Ring finished now on 3 for 3. They have the flying courier as well, so he can actually bring it out and hope for the courier to be safe, although always rather risky to bring the courier into the enemy jungle, especially the earlier into the game, the riskier it is kind of. But the smoke from Sharky and Ling, they want to go for some more kills. I mean, they got the first blood after that, have been a little bit passive, but if Sharky gets a disruption, it's going to be another kill. Oh god, Nana, run topside, run now, fast. He goes for it, but he doesn't have boots. He just doesn't have the greatest of starts for the farm. So no boots quite yet. He's going to run into the Eidolons of Enigma, which might be enough to block the arrow. Oh, they are! Sunstrike also dodged, or not dodged, but a lot of damage got soaked up, but in the end, he's going to go down anyway. He even stood his ground, or did he get arrowed after all? I was pretty sure an Eidolon managed to just tank up an arrow. Pretty sure I saw an Eidolon just dropping extremely low all of a sudden. And since the arrow is level 1, it would have made sense. But now 3 for 3, he's on the run as well. There's the disruption. No Sunstrike to follow, still on cooldown. But the block is there, into the arrow he goes. TFG, the Paralyzing Cast will bounce a couple of times, so they might get the counter kill with another Crypt Swarm. Maybe it's coming off cooldown now. Is it gonna be in range? No, it's not. Invoker with the boots is just fast enough. Crypt Swarm completely whiffs. That was like an epic fail Crypt Swarm. So 3 kills for G-Guard. That is just the power of Shadow Demon, Mirana, and another arrow into the range creep. Thank God for Nana. This time around the Sunstrike would have followed. But just no boots on Death Prophet, really screwing them over. So really well done, Medusa, also farming well. Lycan, 11-0. So this Lycan won't get off to an explosive start or anything like that. Which definitely is good for G-Guard. Just, it's gonna buy Medusa a lot of extra time for nothing. But both teams have just tried to sentry quite a lot. Both teams haven't found anything at all. Unfortunately for them, but Enigma now back to his own jungle, level 5, so although he went to the enemy jungle, still doing fairly well, but oh god, faces void, he might be in a lot of trouble. He's gonna back off just in time before Sharky actually comes in. They place down this ward as well, which it's so ridiculous that you can't even properly see that ward. You can only see the health bar. That is just no good, guys. That is not cool. And that's another Sunstrike. Arrow will not land thanks to the Power Cogs, but the Power Cogs keep Andy in place anyway. It doesn't have a magic stick or anything to just regain mana from immediately and time walk away. So another just clean kill for them. Make it 4-0. If they continue like this, this might be a 1-1 and we're looking at the game 3. But of course, Genysis, they have yet to use a single one of their ultimates. They don't have the Enigma's ultimate even yet. Death Prophet being level 6 hasn't skilled it up either. So they definitely have their timing to hit still with just Death Balling towers down. G-Guards, they have like reasonable fight. They can hookshot in while the tower push is going on and everything, but they don't have the best counter push otherwise. Mystic Snake I think is like decent. Rocket Flare, would it, if it would be maxed. But Nana is going to be in trouble again. Disruption does come out. Nothing to block the arrow. Sunstrike to follow as well. Oh my god. This combination. You really need to play extremely defensive. You need to pick like an Earth Shaker or maybe that Abaddon. Just you kind of need to defend against that or have excellent vision. But The wards they started with just didn't give them anything to work with, and now WTF in a little bit of trouble, but Paralyzing Cast doesn't bounce to anything. Didn't even activate Mana Shield for this. And now Mystic Snake onto Vexus instead. They're just all out of mana. Mid lane, 3-4-3 comes in, but not gonna get the surprise element. So Vexus gonna have to back off. Bottom lane just has been rather horrible. Actually, suddenly Vexus up to 23 last hits. I just checked he was at 11, I swear to God, man. Still not doing that great, man. Like and safe lane you would usually expect to have more, but it's fairly fine for himself. Has a bottle now as well, get some mana back. But Shark and Link, they're on the hunt for something. Vexus, go scout with wolves before running in yourself. Quad A though. Oh god, no, Witch Doctor, you are gonna be so screwed. If the arrow lands, he's dead. Yeah, he's dead. A few right clicks, that's all they need. Soul Catcher is just too strong. And Nana, free for it. They try to come in, but there's the Stone Gaze and he won't pop his ultimate yet. He's waiting for it. And he gets petrified before he gets the chrono off. I mean, I understand you not wanting to chrono while the Stone Gaze is there, but they just wasted so much time. All of their heroes came there and they got nothing. I guess they got the Stone Gaze on cooldown, but it's a rather short cooldown to be honest for an ultimate as strong. 90 seconds only on each level. That's Arcane Boots finished on Shadow Demon, so they can just keep on ganking for even longer now. And G-Guard 6-0, they are completely crushing the early game. Of course, Genysis, they knew there's a Shadow Demon Mirana combination, yet they still went for an Enigma, still went for vulnerable lanes, just kind of weak laning, which can heavily get punished. And G-Guard, they are taking full advantage of it so far. Of course, Genysis having a 1-game advantage. They do have the leeway. Oh, hookshot lands on Nana. Sunstrike to follow as well. He doesn't get to dodge it just because there was no space to run away from. 3-4-3. A little bit too late to the party as well. Can't really do anything on the Enigma. And since the Enigma has been trying to roam around and help things, yet unable to really connect with anything, his farm has been rather slowed down as well. I mean, last hits, yes, 44, but lots of them, pretty much most of them, should be jungle creeps. So net worth wise, he's number 5. TFG running the show, has his Hand of Midas now on the Invoker. Things are looking just extremely good for all of G-Guard, even the support. Whereas for Genysis, just all of them are struggling. If they somehow though just find Exorcism and the Lycan Wolves or Lycan Push with the Eidolons of the Enigma as well, they might just start racking up a lot of global gold all of a sudden, because G-Guard, that is what they're lacking, at least for the time being. They will have the Forge Spirits for TFG. Maybe a Necrobook coming out next, which is a rather standard build on Exort Invokers, just Midas into Necrobook. But now Chucky gonna go for another disruption. Sunstrike arrow will completely fail. So Nana might escape even with the Cold Snap. The Deafening Blast is there. I think that's gonna be enough. Or is it 3-for-3? He's gonna go with the Black Hole. TFG doesn't have anything to stop it. Invoker, they did get the kill anyway. But they get the 1 counter kill at least this time around. It's of course not enough just because... whoa, the Chronosphere onto TFG as well. Winter cannot really hookshot in, and there's Vexus coming in from behind. They don't see anything with the Moonlight Shadows being there, but they might get the tower with this. So it's a 2-for-1 trade this time around. It was actually worth it. They did blow the Black Hole and Chronosphere both though, but it's better than nothing. Winter though, he's gonna come in with the Cogs, push Handy back. They're still trying to go for the tower. They got to get to right click even a little bit, but the tower will stay alive with Sharky coming in, I think. Or are they gonna keep on going with the Howl Eidolons? Not focusing the tower for some reason, just standing around there. Now back to the tower they go. Winter, he's gonna get the Cogs in such a great position, and he just gets arrowed. Back off, Genysis, back the hell off, do not stay there. Run as far as you can. There's the Stone Gaze. A Crypt Swarm does a lot of damage with WTF. He's just petrifying up everybody. Nana gets Sunstriked up. Mystic Flare, hookshot onto 2. The mech comes up from 3-4-3 though. Winter, he's in some trouble. Link comes in, the arrow lands onto Quad A as Nana doesn't even get the Crypt Swarm off. And Winter, nice Cogs onto the high ground. Vexus somehow gets past them for a little while, but Winter should be fast enough to escape this. WTF. Or, whoa, a Malphite with the Soul Ring. I don't think they have enough damage anyway. If they had a Shapeshift, maybe so. The arrow will land into the Wolf, but they're not gonna have enough follow-up for this. I don't know why they didn't just start backing off earlier. Really, that was extremely weird in my opinion, but at least they find some kills now. Enigma, of course, having the mech as well, definitely helping out there. But the Death Prophet going down, just 5 deaths, only 1 assist on the Death Prophet. That is just no good. Andy at least is working towards a Mask of Madness now. Has himself a belt of strength as well. Couldn't make up his mind whether to go for immediate Mask of Madness or just finish Power Trails first. So 3 to 11 now, looking at the graphs. 3k net worth for G-Guard lead, 3k in XP as well. It's I guess it's not that much, although the last fight, just they got so much out of it, although Genysis, they got something in return. G-Guard, knowing that the Chronosphere and the Black Hole were on cooldown, they could just be so much more brave in the fights, more bold, just go for those big plays, just chase them so far. They knew that there was no turnaround once the Shapeshift, Black Hole and just Chronosphere are on cooldown. Although now they have the Death Ward as well on Quad A, so they have that to work with, given that Quad A has enough mana to use it. But there's the smoke on the 3 people. They want to go for a counter gank now. Do they have a Chronosphere? Yes, they do. Also Exorcism up, which is unfortunately still level 1. But it might just be enough. Ling though, he's standing guard, but he will not break the smoke. He was so close to doing so. But now they have no idea what's happening. TFG should be an easy kill if they just catch up, and they will. Malphite, oh, not there. Do they have detection? The Chronosphere just on the edge. Moonlight Shadows is not going to be enough with the Exorcism pop for this as well. So he does go down just barely. I think the Midnight Pulse actually did him in there. The Chronosphere ended, so he was in the invis of, first of all, the Ghost Walk and, of course, Moonlight Shadows at the same time. But a nice kill, maybe even a tower on top of this. The Eidolons are there. Only 3 of them, unfortunately, haven't propagated yet. But able to tank up the tower a little bit, if nothing else. Cliff comes out as well. But, oh god, the turnaround, it's gonna be real. They're coming in from behind Winter. He's gonna get a beautiful hookshot from this. Rocket Flare first. There's Shadow Poison as well. Hookshot will land onto Quad A. He's gonna go down immediately. Or is it the mech is there? Black Hole lands onto. It's the support, but it might just be enough. Sharky. He's gonna go down first. There's the Death Ward as well, Winter. He gets to cancel it. There's the Stone Gaze a little bit later, but Winter, he's still stand up. Another Crypt Swarm, a few more right clicks. Can he outrun them with the Face Boots? I think he actually might be able to Crypt Swarm. Oh god, it ends just before catching Winter. That was so unfortunate that Nana does not have his own Face Boots yet. Otherwise, easy kill, but not to be. So Nana now, he's on the run. Link, will he throw out another arrow? 5 seconds on cooldown. They're gonna see him Crypt Swarm, completely misses Time Walk. Can they get the bash? Not even needed. Didn't have the leap. It was on cooldown for another 2 seconds. So it was a 3-for-1 exchange, I do believe, with only the Witch Doctor dying in the end for Genysis. So really well done. The mech really just helping out so much. Even the Black Hole, although it caught supports, it was just enough to bring those supports low. Of course, I think they should have gotten the Clockwork kill as well, but Face Boots saving Winter in that case. Now though, Lycan finally, wow, 14 minutes in, has himself a blast. Did go for the medallion first as well, but that's extremely slow Lycan farm, to be honest, for most games. I mean, in theory you would want to have like Threads, Lads, and Necrobook 20 minutes in, Necro level 3 that is. If you're having a good game. This is nowhere near. Oh, into the illusions, Vexus. Even without the shapeshift, will be able to escape. Just the illusion barely blocked the hookshot. He was almost close enough for the cogs anyway, but not quite. Maybe if he had gone for like Face Boots and gotten the power cogs. But Nana comes to the bottom lane now. Still only a level 1 ultimate, but it might be enough with like Malphite's Exorcism. Doesn't have the Yule Scepter yet either, so never mind, they're just gonna go for a push. Vanguard in the meantime picked up on the Clockwork as well. He's extremely beefy actually. 5 armor, 14,000 HP. Of course getting the physical block of the Vanguard as well. But the tower will go down. So Genysis getting some gold from that, but look at this Medusa. He gets his own tower down as well. Top lane, 3 for 3, just forced to defend. But this Medusa has so much farm. 2-0 and 2, hasn't died yet. 106 last hits, which is pretty much 40 more than the highest Genysis last hitter. Almost 40 more than his own Invoker as well. So this Medusa is going to be a huge threat if for Genysis. You have to take control of him soon, otherwise you're not going to be able to do it at all. Especially since WTF is going for the Lincoln Sphere. More mana regen of course. Meta style maybe to be finished next. I mean, this Medusa, usually you have to kind of babysit the Medusa, make sure he gets a good farm, but they even went aggressive trialing with the Medusa. It was just the way Genysis laned this. Had they had Death Prophet bottom lane, maybe would have been a little bit better, although even then, probably not too big of a difference there. Lycan TPing mid lane now. They do smoke up. Do they go into the Roshan with this? I mean, Rosh would be rather easy with them having Vlad and the Medallion of Courage. But also, I'd say rather just risky move. Enigma in the meantime does deny a tower, with the Faceless Void being there as well. But they are not starting Rosh yet. They're baiting somebody out, possibly. Vexus, he's gonna come in now. So they are gonna go for it. The Wolf is going to just scout things out. Does pass his sentry ward, but I don't think anybody noticed the Wolf itself there. So with the Exorcism, Medallion, come on, Medallion, Vexus, Medallion. Medallion, no, okay. I guess you don't want to make things easier. I'd rather pop a Shapeshift than use my Medallion, which I used 1000 gold to buy. That's great, guys, that's great. But the arrow is flying, it's gonna not land. But there's the hookshot coming in. Therefore, from the high ground, Clockwork, he snaps the Aegis. What the hell did you do, guys? Winter, he goes down, but he had the Aegis, therefore into Link now. Why? Why, Genysis, why? Use the freaking Medallion, guys. Oh my god. At least they're trying to get tier 2, which they might not even get with the glyph being there. TP's coming in, it's Sharky. If he gets a disruption. No, he gets stunned before. And does he have his ultimate? He does have the Chronosphere. Doesn't want to pop it yet. Doesn't want to pop it at all. Maybe now for the guy who TP's in as well. Never mind, not gonna go for it. Just time walk away, but 3 for 3. He got purged. Leap from Link. Does he have the arrow still? He does. Andy, he comes in now. Has to be careful. There's the Chronosphere. I don't think he has enough for TFG, or does he? They're dropping low. There's the Midnight Pulse as well. They're gonna get the kill with the last strike click, but Andy now, he's slowed down. He's on the run. Time walk away and TP. They actually get the Invoker kill and get to escape. But still, they just lost Aegis. They lost 3 heroes while trying to do it. And they would have gotten it had they just used Medallion. They would have gotten it 100% in time before Winter came in like that. That was just one of the silliest mistakes I've seen. But now Paralysis Cast slows down WTF, but it's into the Linkens, and they don't even have a Yule Scepter yet on Nana. So nothing will really come of that. Power Threads finished on Vexus, but man, that was... I'm just somewhat at the lack for words how silly that was, not using the Medallion. But what's done is done. Genysis, they have to live with their own mistakes, I guess. Necroller 1 now, done on Invoker. G-Guard, they are about 5.5k ahead in net worth. XP, no, just about the same. So it's a pretty solid lead, especially considering that the Medusa is the highest farmer and he is surpassing the highest Genysis farmer by 3000 net worth. I mean, yes, Genysis have 4 like reasonably farmed cores, but nothing compares to a Medusa. Although even late game, I mean, Medusa, if you get Chrono, you might be screwed. Of course, there's a Shadow Demon there as well that might be able to disrupt you and just save you that way. But definitely Genysis, it's not over for them by a long shot, but they have made things a lot harder for themselves than it need have been. Winter gonna be able to bottle up a double damage rune as well, or is he gonna leave it? Yeah, WTF had a bottle as well. Or rather, the bottle was shared. Winter giving him the bottle. WTF, I guess since he's farming up the Ancients, the double damage will come in handy anyway. But he might get caught here. Do they have the jump? Do they have the blink initiation? There's the blink from Andy. He pops the Chronosphere, wants to go for WTF, but he doesn't have enough assistance, or does he? With the Exorcism and the Midnight Pulse, they will bring him down, or will they still alive? With the Petrification, with the Stone Gaze. Are you kidding me? Vexus is not gonna chase him down with the Moonlight Shadows. They didn't have proper vision. Andy time walks onto TFG. Are you freaking kidding me, guys? And Invoker just killed off the... because he killed the Necrobook. There's the double hookshot. Sunstruck to follow as well. Quade, he's gonna go down first. It's a disaster. They're gonna get Nana. 3 for 3, trying to TP out. Will succeed with this, but 3 for 0. What are these mistakes? Where are your dusts? Where are your sentries? Medusa, he just escaped with what, 50 HP or something? Maybe a little bit more, but... that's just I don't know. It's like Genysis, they want to lose this game. I don't want to bash on them, but those mistakes are really just poor mistakes on their part. They think that their Chronosphere will be enough, but if you think your Chronosphere is enough, why keep on chasing them after it? Since you found out it's not enough, you should not have kept on going. Maybe if you got the black hole, I don't know. G-Guard, all I can say is that they're looking extremely good for this game number 2, and if things continue like this, we are gonna go for a game number 3 as well. But they might find WTF this time around. Paralyzing cast, Death Ward is there as well. They pop the black hole. This is gonna be enough for the kill for sure. Or is it Winter? Comes in, but into the Wild King. And now he might be going down as well. Malphite keeps him in place. Nice cogs, but he will scepter it up. Another Crypt Swarm might be the end of him, or will it? He's still alive. Paralyzing cast will bounce. Will it bounce back to him? It will. One more. Oh god, what RNG. I guess Force Spirit's helping out a little bit there as well, maybe with the bounces, but well, that's exactly what they needed to have happen. But now disruption, just point blank arrow onto Vex's Ice Wall does nothing. Maybe a sniping Sunstrike with the Urn of Shadows taking him low. Urn of Shadows, is it gonna be enough? It is. Sharky, they get the kill. Lycan unable to escape, but still 2 nice kills on the top lane. I'd take those kills any day if I only lost the Lycan for it. And now they're trying to go for a mid lane push, possibly. Nana doesn't have too much mana to work with though. If he pops the Exorcism, he cannot Crypt Swarm reliably anymore. But and he goes in the Chronosphere onto 2, that's beautiful! Crypt Swarm comes out, they're going to go for Link Disruption onto TFG. So he's going to survive. Gem of True Sight is dropped somewhere. Is there, where's the Gem of True Sight? Is it in the base? I don't know. But they do escape. Andy. Oh, just before the hookshot. Just before, I guess 3 for 3. They got the gem from Link. They had purchased their own as well. But getting the gem away from G-Guard was huge. So they're gaining something back now. They drew back a 7k net worth lead down to 5k. 7.5k XP lead down to 4.5 or so. So as I said before, it's not over for them, but they're definitely just making this a challenge for themselves. And Medusa is still farming up, as is the Invoker. Invoker level 3 Necrobook now. And level 3 Necrobook is actually rather hard to deal with in fights. You cannot really kill it until you get the BKB. And Andy, although he looks to be going for a BKB, having the Mithril Hammer on him, it might be a Maelstrom as well. Just because Hookshot goes for BKB, you cannot escape Power Cogs even if you're BKB'd. Okay, you can kill them off, kill the Cogs and run away. But Stone Gaze goes through BKB. I guess against the Invoker, BKB actually still isn't bad. It's hard. Sometimes you kind of feel like you might need a BKB, and at least Nana looks to be going for one on the Death Prophet. We'll see if Faces Void will turn this Mithril Hammer into a BKB or Maelstrom though. Winter though, looking for something under the guise of the Invis Rune. Moonlight Shadow was used at the same time for some reason. A reason unknown to me as of yet. But 10 to 19, we almost have more kills than in the last game, which lasted like what, 45 minutes or something? But Winter still has the Invis for a little while, not gonna find a hookshot with it though. Well, in the meantime, WTF just easy farm on the Eidolons. He's level 16 now, has himself another Ultimate Orb, gonna have his Manta, or I guess he's going for Skadi next, otherwise he would have finished the Manta already. So just casual Yasha has been sitting there in his inventory from the first item. But the graphs getting closer to the side of Genysis, at least XP. Now they're kind of evened out as they're gonna find Andy or Arden. Nope, he gets the time, okay, pops the Chrono onto Link. Even tries to go for the kill, might succeed with the Mask of Madness. They need a little bit of assistance, he leaps out, he's still caught in the trees, paralyzing Kaskis there, Vexes going for TFG, they're gonna get the kill as well. He even pops the Necrobook. Give away extra farm, extra XP and gold, I guess. Nana, kills of 1, Archer gonna go down next. So that's a huge kill. Of course they have a gem these days, which they got from Link. I'm not too sure if it was the Mirana actually carrying it as well, but they got it, so looks like they are finding something slowly but surely. The Chronosphere onto Mirana unfortunately didn't net them a kill, but at least it made it so Mirana cannot really help with arrows or anything of the sort. And Andy there getting the time walk away to begin with. Really nicely done. Has another 2k gold in the bank now. 2.1 even. And they're going for a tier 2. No Necrobook of their own. Just because Lycan also going for a BKB. But they have the Exorcism level 2. Kind of an overkill for a tier 2 that was this slow. Even if the glyph comes out, to be honest. But 3 for 3 already TPing back. He has a 4 staff. If he had the blink, could have like blink Black Hold. Although even then, I kind of feel like they might need that F4 to get the kill again. As Winter... Oh god, he gets the kill on quad A. His Cogs, Pattern Assault, nothing Vexes can do to help. Trying to TP out now. Will be successful as well. Sharky's 4 staff a little bit too later. But Enigma still farming up. Is the highest farmed hero 27 minutes in, at least for the side of Genysis. I mean, it's not a bad hero to have farm on, to be honest. Force Staff is definitely gonna be just a rather crucial item against Clockwork as well, being able to force staff anybody out who gets caught there. BKB down on the Faceless Void now. BKB will also be finished on Vexus in about 500 gold on the Lycan. So they're gonna have 3 BKBs soonish. Nana needs another like 130 gold as well. So they are getting closer to the items that will allow them to fight a little bit better, but Medusa will also get closer to his Eye of Skadi. Well, thank God that the Shapeshift Lycan doesn't care too much about the Skadi, but it's just so much survivability for the Medusa as well at the same time. And Witch Doctor, he is nowhere near his Aghanim Scepter either. Otherwise, one great Chrono with one good Death Ward is all you need in a game sometimes. Just win a fight at the exact right time when there are like no buybacks or you're at the enemy base and just... or at Roche or something like that. Win one important team fight and you can just whiff all the rest in the game sometimes. But Medusa is still just way too farmed. 6k ahead of Genysis' highest. And there's the hookshot in the quad. He's gonna get caught again. Sun strikes, arrows. Arrow even doesn't land just because the hero died before. But Sharky, he's gonna go down now and he pops the Chronosphere just for the support. But I guess any kills will be worth it at this point for him. Just delaying out Chi-Guard's own possibility to go for like a 5-man death ball. Although somewhat it might backfire just because they can go for Roshan now knowing that the Chrono is on cooldown. Although there's still a black hole which is now supported by a Blink and Force Staff both. So Roche Pit is definitely one of the better positions to actually black hole. Although Winter, if he gets caught in it yet has Battery Assault activated, that Battery Assault itself might just disable the BKB, the black hole anyway. And Winter also go, oh, they're gonna run into Vexus if they get the Cogs. Yeah, by Vexus, no point to pop the Shapeshift. Gonna get arrowed as well, Sunstrike up. So that's more gold to Winter's pockets as well a little bit. Getting closer to that Aghanim Scepter. Already has a level 3 ultimate as it is. So, Chi-Guard, have they had enough? Are they gonna go for a push now? Although TFG completely in the bottom lane. I guess split push. I guess split push is the name of the game for them. Mid lane, they're not forcing things too much. They are still respecting just the ultimates of Genysis and they do not know whether the Lycan has buyback or not. So they're backing off into Roshan instead. They have the Force Spirit. They will have the Necrobox in 10 seconds as well if they choose to use it for Roshan, if they feel like the Roshan is too slow otherwise. Arrow will come in, stun up Roshan, make their lives a little bit easier. The one thing that surprises me is that WTF, just to be on the safe side, does not run around with mana shield being toggled on. If he gets caught without the mana shield, even with having 2.1k HP and a lot of armor actually, you are still not invincible. But that's now WTF with an Aegis and I guess that makes you near invincible. At least with the amount of mana and HP you have at your disposal. Just chewing through it twice. With the mana shield activated from the start. How do Genysis plan to do this? Level 3 Exorcism, if it gets like full duration on the Medusa, that might be one way to go about this. 2.4k on Invoker now. Has the Blink Dagger as well after the Necrobook finished. I guess Hex might be next for TFG. Force Staff on Sharky. Link also working towards his own Force Staff. Aghanim Scepter about 800 gold away for the Clockwork. 3 for 3. No BKB coming out yet, which might still not a guaranteed black hole for you, so I guess you might go for something like a Shivas instead, or I don't know. Nana trying to go for a Reaver into a Heart of the Rask by the looks of it. But 12 to 22. Well, it used to be a more aggressive game than game number 1, but has slowed down now. Chi-Guard have been starting to build up their lead once again. Genysis, they got a couple of good fights, but they don't dare to go actually like proper 5-on fights. They're taking the smaller skirmishes where they can just pop their easy ultimates, get a few easy kills. Whereas in a 5-on-5, You really need a good Chrono to actually win the fight probably, or a great black hole to follow. Oh, but there's the hookshot onto Nana. Can they swap him out, four-step him out, anything? He's going for the BKB. Yule Scepter is there as well. Does he really want to turn it around? Never mind, he's gonna go down. So he BKB'd and then Yule Sceptered himself up at the same time. I wouldn't have thought that you can even do that maybe, but I guess not carrying a TP, or he had a TP, or oh, he must have TP to that tier 2. And there's Alacrity on WTF. Buyback on the Death Prophet as well. Thank God they at least didn't use the Exorcism in a panic there. But 3 for 3 is around, but look at G-Guard, they're spread out enough. Just having the guy with the Aegis and of course the tankiest guy as well for their team. Stand in the front line, just go for the tier 3. Alacrity once again up on him, more attack speed, more damage. What the hell can they even do? Vex is trying to split push at least. So doing whatever he can, but since he doesn't have a Necro Book, he's not all that threatening. Although that's their best choice probably. He still has a haste rune activated for a little while. So he's trying to go for it, but yeah, it's not gonna be nowhere near as fast, especially without the wolves even being out for him. In the meantime, the Chronosphere catches Winter, but it's not even gonna be enough to kill Winter, or is it? He has the BKB, but there's the Stone Gaze, Eye of Sky as well. Winter goes for the hookshot, there's the Black Hole, lands on 2, but Arrow stops it a little bit later, and they just don't have enough damage. You have to get their ult damage. What does it matter if you cannot kill off the targets you lock down? So that's 2 heroes down. Lycan might even get the melee Rex if he just stays around for those. Shapeshift will end, but stay around there. Activates the BKB. He's gonna go for the melee Rex. Oh, are you gonna get? Yes, he is trying to TP out now as well. That's pretty much the best possible trade that they could have gotten, just because it was a melee for a ranged Rex. Although, of course, you lost your Chronosphere, you lost your Black Hole, and the heroes wielding those abilities. And I believe they got the Chim back now as well. Nope, doesn't look like it. Still, getting a melee Rex, that's probably the best trade they could have hoped for with the situation they're in. But TFG, he's gonna have a Hex soon enough as well on the Invoker now. But well played, Lycan man, well played. Delaying things out even longer. We're gonna get to see even more farming. Hell yeah! Love it. I'm loving it. But wow, a butterfly already done on WTF. What's the farm on this guy? 643 gold per minute. Lycan, 389. That's just one sad wolf. One sad wolf. Death Prophet has more gold per minute, yet less net worth. Not fun times. I guess I had to buy back as well, so that's a huge cost for that already. But G-Guard now, they still have the Aegis for another, well, about half a minute. Like 35-40 seconds. So they're going to go for at least a tier 2 maybe and try to pressure high ground once again, because that's what Genysis are trying to do. Still, if they had a Necrobook, things would be that much faster, or an AC at least. But since this Lycan is almost getting doubled up by WTF, just don't have too much to work with. And with the double damage on WTF, they're going to get this tier 3 with ease. Even with the short duration on the double damage, it's going to be enough, especially with TFG popping the Necrobooks, popping the Force Priest, Alacrity onto WTF. They're not going to back off this time around. They're going to go for the easy racks, maybe go for mid lane tier melee racks as well. WTF is the one backing off already, and he himself might be enough. Just look at the damage on Vexus. He cannot take it. There's the hookshot as well. Say goodbye. Even the force step does not get him to safety. Oh man, that WTF just does so much by this point already. But mid lane Andy wants to go for a Chronosphere. Doesn't know what to go for exactly. They don't know where TFG is. They just don't have the sentries down in their base. So now they are 2 racks behind, or a racks and a half behind, I guess. As they leap forward, they're gonna find themselves a Mirana. Oh, the hookshot from Winter! Andy pops the Chronosphere just for this one. Arrow will land into Andy because it just didn't pop his BKB. Mech is there, Winter. He's still alive, and there's the Stone Gaze Andy. He loses his life. Okay, then Lycan buys back, Hex onto Quad A. Ice Wall is down, 3 for 3. Gets slowed down, WTF. Can he chase them? Not now. TFG, Malphite stuff is gonna go down as well. Really nice turnaround so far. But can they get WTF? They have to get the raid post, but it's just not enough. He barely tickles. You need Exorcism, you need Death Wards, guys. You need more. Midnight Pulse would be preferable, as Lycan at least kills off Mirana. Will claim the gem for himself. Hookshot. Oh god! Oh my god, are you kidding me, guys? Hookshot ended here. Lycan was like here. That was like the difference, at least from the animation. Winter might lose his life as well. In the Midnight Pulse, he's not running out of it. Malphite keeps him in there. He does go down. 3 for 3. Nicely done on the Enigma. Even gets the escape as well. So they got quite a couple of kills, but against Medusa, they were just powerless. They went against Medusa, tried for a little while, then like, yes, screw this guys, we are losing this fight bad. So Medusa, he's just slowly looking to get to the stages that I'm gonna 1v5 you guys, I don't need my team. He has like 2 more items to finish up at least. You can finish up the Manta style completely from this Yasha. You can go for... I guess you can try to go for like a Satan... Daedalus, I think Satanic would be like random. You don't really need lifesteal just because you have so much mana anyway. But... Whoa, what a ward, man, what a ward. Wanted to make sure nobody camps them in the trees or something, or they're just expecting this tier 2 to fall anyway, so just want this ward to give some vision after that. But probably go for Daedalus on the Medusa. Just 2 more damage, rape everything in sight. But Genysis, they are trying to go for something themselves. If they get the jump, like surprise black hole on a couple of heroes. But are they doing more than delaying things out? I guess if they get one great fight without buybacks being there, and speaking of buybacks, Medusa, Invoker and Shadow Demon have it. They do go forward, the Wolves summoned as well. They have Invis. Is there a gem on G-Guard still? I don't see one. Whereas, both Vexes on the Lycan, as well as Enigma are carrying it. And it looks like Monkey King Bar will be the next item for Lycan. Arrow will land square into the Enigma. So they know that they have been spotted. And they cannot really do anything about it. 30, whoa, almost a BKB's worth of money on Enigma. So not too sure if he even wants to go for it, but he might. Perhaps though, about a 7k lead, still slightly less, but let's say about a 7k lead in XP for G-Guard. Net worth though, 15,500. 15.5, oh my freaking god. That's just redonkulous. Vexus though, once he gets his Monkey King Bar, that might change a couple of things around me. They have another BKB now as well on the Enigma. As in the meantime, Andy, he gets caught. He pops his BKB that wants to turn around onto Winter, but Winter a little bit too tanky with the Crimson Scar activated and the plate mail on him as well. And he does have a Crystallis, but that's not enough of a damage item, I guess, at this point. Oh! The Wolves! The Wolves get the courier in the meantime. What was on it? Nothing too much. Just a Ring of Bazi. Arrow flying. And gonna connect just on a melee creep. Nothing else. This tier 2 still standing, but looks like not for too long as WTF shows some hate towards it. And doesn't even care about the tower, man. Just... Oh, the hookshot. Oh god, they cannot lose. No. I don't think he has buyback. Activates the BKB with the TP out. Is the physical damage going to be enough? So damn close. Not quite. That was way too close for comfort. But the tier 3 is falling with the Necrobooks helping out. Alacrity on WTF as well. They need to be able to fight, but there's the hookshot onto 343. The 4-step out, he's safe for now. Exorcism mute as well. They need some lockdown, they need to get somebody, but they're just blinking away, they're running away. So that's Exorcism on cooldown and they get absolutely nothing from it. Well, I guess G-Guard back off for now, but I wouldn't call that a huge win just because Exorcism, once it ends, they can turn it around. Vexus running in, doesn't have the gem, gonna get Yule set up. Oh god, no, we're wrong. Gets the BKB, but he cannot stay and fight. And there's the shapeshift, it ends. He's screwed now, we're with the BKB. What the hell was that, Vexus? What? Oh no. The Chronosphere is there, catches 2, but not WTF. They might get the 2 kills with the Death Order Link. He goes down first. They might get Winter next. TFG drops low, but he's still alive. A few more right clicks handy. Cannot manage to get the kill. Finally in the Midnight Pulse. Down he goes. Buyback as well, and 343. Couldn't even go for a black hole. He has the BKB. Now he goes for a black hole. Onto 2. Will they have enough? They don't have the Death Ward. They want to go for Winter first, but they're just purely lacking the damage. Disruption comes out. Winter, he's going to go down in the end, but they won't get the important kill. WTF. But they get Sharky, so I guess if they kill everybody around him, maybe so. But Quade did go for the Maledict. Doesn't even matter because there was no damage after the Maledict. That was really weird of the Lycan, first of all. Then Enigma being in there, not popping BKB Black Hole immediately when I think he could have caught 3. Man, this... It really looks like this is going to a game number 3. And if this goes to game number 3, I think I cannot cast the second series myself, or at least not the start of it, unless they wait for this game to finish. Not too sure. But in any case, this might be triple Raxing, but there's the Midnight Pulse. Malphite unfortunately into the Lincoln Sphere. So he can just run out of it, and that's gonna be supersized mega creeps. And GG is called. Genysis, they know they cannot fight back from this. So they had great ultimates, but their laning just let them down a little bit. Really good stuff from G-Guard with the Shadow Demon Mirana combination. So well done. We are going to another third game between those two teams. Last time I saw them, it was in the SteelSeries Malaysia Cup. Also went to a 2-1 where Genysis won. So maybe this time around, G-Guard, they will get their revenge after all. But this is it for this game. My name was Coucher. Hopefully you enjoyed the game as well as the cast. If you did, you can always stick around for more and follow us for the future cast as well. It's HeflaTV on both Facebook and Twitter, where we're always going to update you on the next series we are casting. But for now, guys, we're heading into game number 3, so stay tuned.